Hello. Hello, welcome. Welcome, boys. Welcome, one and all. It's day 2 of the presidential election. Ludwig News Daily Update. Hope you all had a good evening. We wrapped up our coverage at about 5 a.m. last night. And we hope to find some answers here today. Thank you for all the subs, boys. I appreciate it. Drip, King Godric, Brian Pierce, Chaudless. I appreciate you guys using your subscriptions. Let's get right into the... Wait, shit. That's someone else's thing, isn't it? That's Keemstar. Fuck. All right, boys. How's it going? God, we had our 13-hour stream last night. 13 hours. Which is like one of the longest we've ever done. Bar none. Let me show you something. Shit, how do... Streams. Duration. 18 hours, I did once. 14 hours, 14 hours, 13 hours, 13 hours. And then last night, our longest stream ever, 12.8 hours. Top 6 longest ever. With, I think, the second highest viewership ever. And the actual highest viewership we've ever had on stream without a host from someone. Beating out LACS. Had the most live views, that's for sure. And the second most followers outside of this one time that I got botted. Shoutouts to that time. That was fun. Anyway, boys. The U.S. presidential election's not over. You might be wondering why. In past, it usually is, but this time it's too close. Along with other factors such as mail-in voting, yada yada, it hasn't yet been declared who the winner is. Let's talk about it. So, let's just preface by saying I'm kind of five-head. Like, did I call it with my map early on about Wisconsin and Michigan? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Did I call it about Arizona? Sure. Sure, that's facts. What's the last thing that I called that has yet to happen? Nevada. Nevada. I say Nevada, but everyone got Nevada. NV. That's it. That's what we're waiting on. 264 electoral votes later, with 270 being the number for the presidential election, and the absolute minimum you need to win. And the one state that has 6 that's leaning blue is Nevada. It's like the perfect puzzle piece. It's just enough votes to win the election, thanks to Nebraska going 3-1 or 4-1. Giving 1 vote to Joe Biden. Arizona hasn't called? No, it has. The Associated Press or the New York Times. If either of them call it, I'm comfortable agreeing with that surmisation. And as you can see, the Associated Press called Arizona. One or the other. I don't need both. Okay, guys. I need you to understand that the Associated Press is the absolute pinnacle of journalism, and it's what every motherfucking journalistic site uses. I don't care who you are. All right? It's everyone. Everyone. Everyone uses them. Fox, NBC, ABC. Every motherfucker. Who do they use? Associated Press. All right? I trust them. I trust him. I trust him. I trust him. So if they're calling it, I'm down. Now, having said that, it is true that the New York Times hasn't called it. The New York Times has been the latest to call any of the election results for any of the states. So if they call it, I mean, they're the last ones who will call it. Anyway, that's where we're at. So we're waiting. We're waiting. The fact of the matter is we have 4 states left: Nevada, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. For Donald Trump to win, he has to win all 4. He's currently leading in 3 of them, but this lead might not be so big because they have to count Atlanta. And this lead, if it's anything like Michigan and Wisconsin, is looking a little monkus. North Carolina probably the most solidified. Alaska? Alaska's voted red since 1964. I think we're good. Let's just call it dead. My mom was born the same time that they last voted somebody blue in. I mean, come on. At a certain point, let's just call it. Anyway, you guys are right that Nevada's the one who can end this thing we're doing. And they did message or tweet out yesterday that they're going to stop counting until November 5th, or they're not going to reveal any results until November 5th at 9 a.m. This is true. This is true. However, go to the New York Times. Oh! What the fuck? I thought they... Oh, god damn it. They're not gonna... All right, let's go, Pennsylvania! They fucked me because I remember waking up and they said Nevada's going to release additional ballots later today. And apparently they just went back. They said no Meggies. Uh-oh. All right, it's down to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's the only one that would report anything tonight then. North Carolina's too close. Georgia's too close. And I think they like accept votes weirdly late. Yeah, you can accept them to November 12th in North Carolina. Georgia said that they're going to be counting Wednesday afternoon into Thursday morning. Oh, wait. Wait, maybe Georgia's going to get figured out today. Georgia finishing in the next few hours. Let's Let's fucking go! Thank you to 20 gifted to me 200. Appreciate it, buddy. 20 gifted, goddamn. All right. Anyway, 270 votes. There's pretty much no way for this to become a tie. Actually, straight up, zero way for this to be a tie anymore. The only thing that can happen is Biden wins by winning one of the 4 states remaining here. Trump wins all 4 states, which means we won't find out for a while. Or Biden wins, and then Trump says some dumb shit. I mean, like who knows what it, like, that motherfucker does not like just normal elections. So, we'll see. But let's dig a little further. Because honestly, we were up all night looking at Wisconsin and Michigan, which turned blue very late. And a similar story is expected to perhaps unfold, maybe not to a degree of a full flip in Pennsylvania, as well as Georgia. North Carolina seems tougher, but why? Let's zoom in on the counties. So in North Carolina, you have some blue areas. The darker the blue, the more heavily blue they voted. The darker the red, the more heavily red they voted. And so you can see that the really big counties, Durham, Wake, Greensboro, Mecklenburg, they've counted 90, 95, 98% of the votes. And they're still down 80,000. So it's a little bit tougher there as opposed to Georgia, which is the one everyone's talking about because the Atlanta region, which is like Omega blue. Even the outskirts are still blue, and they still have 10% with an 83 to 15. That's insane. That's an insane breakdown. But another 10% here is, 30,000 for Biden, 5,000. It's a 25,000 difference, which gets him half the way there because he's down about 45,000 votes right now. So this county alone could clear half the deficit. Not even considering the 7% from here, the 16% from here, the 3-ish, 2-ish% from there, 11%, 7%. Augusta has 14%, Savannah, Muskogee. So there's a lot of blue left to be counted. And I believe it's all mail-in. Or a lot of mail-in, which also leans even more blue. So Georgia, I think, is likely. More likely than North Carolina, and I think more likely than Pennsylvania. The only reason I think Pennsylvania is the least likely is because how wrong the polling was for Wisconsin and Michigan, in Pennsylvania, in Ohio. It just seems harder. Joe Biden visited Pennsylvania 3 times in his election. His entire plan was just to say, born in Scranton, Ohio, and my grandfather would come down every day with my grandmother. We didn't have 4 grandfathers. And that was it. And I don't know why he thought that would really hit with the voters. It didn't. It's Scranton, Pennsylvania. No, I'm quoting Biden. He doesn't say the right states. It's not recycled. It's just my Biden impression. There's a county with 50% left for Biden or Trump. I don't see it unless I am... Oh, there it is. Yeah, but I mean, like 57% of the vote counted in Doherty County, which is a county with maybe like 60,000 eligible voters, as opposed to 90% in DeKalb with, 400,000 eligible voters. It doesn't matter as much. I mean, but that is a good point. It is a good point that he can capture another 5,000 votes here. Once there's a recount in Wisconsin, Trump will win. So Trump won Wisconsin for the first time for any Republican president since 1984. And the fact of the matter is he won Wisconsin against Hillary Clinton last election, by 20,000 votes. I mean, this is, if he loses by 20,000 votes this year, what's the difference? They didn't recount last election when he won by 20,000. Why are they going to recount when he loses by 20,000? 20,000 might seem close, but it's not. 20,000's kind of standard. All right? 20,000 isn't even 0.5%. Some states, I believe the state of Georgia, will do an automatic recount if the voting is within 0.5%. 20,000 is not even 0.5% here. So I don't know. It's close, but it's not. So I would be shocked if that's the case. And yeah, I just don't think Wisconsin's the hill to die on. I don't know. Ms. Kiff said you're a millionaire. I mean, if you ignore the debt that I owe for purchasing a house and then still give me the value of the house, we're there. How do you feel about Arizona? I think Arizona is 100% confirmed Biden. I know it hasn't been confirmed by the New York Times, but the Senate race, I believe, was confirmed by the New York Times. And the Senate race was kind of a blowout. And in modern history, elections, not just presidential elections, but like state elections have become much more national. And usually they follow one-to-one, like Senate races to presidential state races. So I think even though the New York Times hasn't confirmed it, it will be confirmed. It is interesting how wrong everything was early on. I mean, like, look how far apart some of these started. The You Laugh, You Lose would be Saturday. What do you mean 100,000 votes instantaneously? What is that referring to? This is the interesting thing. Last night, I think he was leading by 1.5 million, maybe 2. And now he's leading by 3.5 million in the... 3.5 million in the popular. What is the biggest lead in the popular vote that a candidate has lost the electoral vote by? Is it Hillary Clinton, 3 million? That's crazy, dude. That is crazy, crazy. Ballot fraud. I think that Donald Trump is smoking the most amount of penis possible in calling this election a fraud, and probably just had some information that he was going to be losing these states, and so needed to plant the seed early that it was rigged. Because if they were like, hey, man, you're going to win Wisconsin and Michigan, no shot. He says, I don't know about these ballots. I don't know. It's just weird that in the same breath, he said, hey, we're going to come back in Arizona. We just needed them to count the ballots. But there's no way they'll catch up in Wisconsin, Michigan, or Pennsylvania. They should stop counting the ballots there. Do you think they do it better in Arizona? I went to ASU. It is not known for being a very, I call it the Harvard of the Southwest, but it's not known for being the most prestigious. You know, there's some good U of M. They got some bright spots over there. Pennsylvania, they probably have something. I don't actually know. Scranton. Oh yeah, Penn State's really impressive. Yeah, true. Is that Ivy League? UPenn? Whatever, nerds. Oh, shit. Biden's campaign, another move to assert that he's headed towards victory, has launched a transition team website. It borrows a theme from his campaign, Build Back Better. What the fuck does this mean? So we won't get any more information from Nevada. Nevada has been 8,000 lead for Joe Biden for at least 24 hours now, if not a little under. And that's just locked. North Carolina, I don't think we'll get any more information for. We will find out, I think, what's happening in Georgia and Pennsylvania. But if Georgia's election is within 0.5%, which it likely will be for either candidate, then they won't call it because they'll do a recount. I think that's Georgia state law. So even if it looks as though someone's going to win, it won't matter. The only state that will actually declare the election over tonight is Pennsylvania, if they finish. AZ Sharpie Gate. What was up with that? They just used Sharpies on ballots and people thought that was a problem? I almost filled out my ballot with a Sharpie because I didn't have a pen, and then I found it in the back. People are saying that if Georgia is blue, then Outkast's hit song Atlanteans will be the national anthem, according to Georgia state law. Why did you write that so I had to read it like it was fucking news, Will? Don't send me things that aren't news. Christ. Look, Arizona election, Twitter. The Sharpie shit. Look, every news story about anything, whether it's Steven Crowder or Sean Crowder, whatever his name is, posting a video of people having ballots in a cooler, or people talking about a Sharpie, or people talking about a USPS truck on fire, or whatever it is all a distraction from the actual electoral process, which is going ahead pretty fine everywhere across the country. Wisconsin has too many votes? Why? They have 3.4 million votes. No, sorry, not even. 3.24. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google. And then I'm just going to type in Wisconsin eligible voting population. And I'm going to hit enter. And then I'm going to go to this .gov website. And then I have information now. The state of Wisconsin has 3.684726 active registered voters on November 1st, 2020. Now, we're going to go ahead, and this is going to be a really important thing here. We are going to pull open a calculator, and we are going to take that number, 3.6843684,000, all right? And then we're going to subtract it from the amount of votes that have been counted in the great state of Wisconsin, which is about, let's just round it up to 3.25, all right? 3.25 minus 3.25. Oh, shit. Fuck. I fucked it up. Oh, fuck. It's a scam. $434,000 people didn't vote. That's the more important number. That's the number we should be like, why did 434,000 people who were registered to vote not bother showing up on one of the most important elections of their lives when you only get to attend maybe a couple dozen presidential elections total? Anyway. There are more than two parties. Bro, why are you guys fighting this? I don't understand. All right, let's go to DDHQ because DDHQ tracks all third-party votes. So it's 38,000, 5,000, 5,000. And let's just assume there's another 10,000 for Kanye. Let's just give 10,000 to Kanye. And let's also give 20,000 to Schlatt. You know what? Let's just give 30,000 to me. Let's have 100,000 third-party people. Oh, no, 100,000 more people voted for Schlatt. They randomly found 34,000 votes. And written in, it just said Big Chungus. Now, why the fuck, and this is the more important thing, are you so goddamn stupid that you don't just Google something, but you read something on Twitter and then you just believed it? Because I didn't know going into today what the registered number of Wisconsin voters was. And it took me about 5 seconds to do. I fucking hate people who lose and then are whiny little bitches. All right? I hate it. I hate it when I do a poll on screen for an Amazon stream and somebody loses and they're whiny little bitches. I hate when Hillary lost and everybody was like, let's have the electoral people not vote for that, and they're whiny little bitches. I hate everyone who loses and is a whiny little bitch. You lost. You have one chance to not lose, and that's voting and getting people to vote. And if you failed, you are a loser. That's it. And you have to hold the L. Like a good loser. It makes me lose my mind. Just lose with grace. We have AZ declaring it. I don't care that Hillary won the popular vote. Obviously, you knew going into it that the popular winner is not the winner of the entire election. It's the winner of the Electoral College. Everybody knew that. This is not a new thing. It's not like they implemented it that year and then all of a sudden, oh my God, this is so upsetting. It can be dumb. It can be dumb, yeah. You can try to change it, sure. But everybody knew going in. It's not the first time that's happened. I think winner take all is kind of trash. I think everybody should be like Maine. Maine is the best state in the United States. Maine breaks up their electoral college votes by district, which actually also could be a weird thing because then there'll be a bunch of redistricting things. But I do like the ranked system, regardless. I think the ranked system is goated. It looks like they called it in Maine for Susan Collins. There were no other flips, right? It's over. The only flips were Colorado, Arizona, and the one flip for the Republicans, wherever the fuck it was. Yeah, I actually changed my mind. I think that having certain districts in a state could be very problematic. Because who draws those lines? But you don't have to win or take all regardless. You could just break it up percentage-wise. I don't think the argument of who drew state lines is even close to relevant because obviously state lines were not drawn with political agenda in mind. It was probably fucking manifest destiny, which land we could take from Native Americans and then claim ours. And no one stopped during that and was like, but do we really want universal health care? Georgia on the move? Georgia on the move? Don't trust Google or DDHQ on the percentage of people who voted. I think the New York Times is the only one that's been accurate the entire election. Georgia separated by 40,000 with 5% left of the vote to count. Quick maths, quick maths. 5% left of the vote to be counted. Isn't that 250,000 people? A little under, 240. It's kind of a lot still. It's a lot of votes left to be counted. Pennsylvania moving. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Pennsylvania on the lam. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Yo, that's big news. Georgia confirmed will finish counting all of their ballots tonight. Right now, it is 8:37, so they expect it to finish within about 5-6 hours. Nice. But I don't think even if Georgia finishes counting that it'll end the election. I don't think Georgia has that power. Oh, that's only Fulton County. Fuck! Well, I know that if Biden wins Georgia, he will have enough electoral votes. But Georgia has a state law that if the voting is within 0.5 percentage points, they'll do a recount. And so I don't think anyone's, unless Joe Biden's lead or Donald Trump's lead becomes much bigger, no one's going to call it. Like, no one's calling that shit. I'm not saying a recount will change it, but I am saying that it won't be decided tonight. We're not going to have Donald Trump lost or Joe Biden lost and that be the headline or whatever. All right, hold up. I got some coffee. I'll be right back. Everyone always says big dumpy, but not house dumpy. Oh, Trump tweeted that he won? Wait, did he actually? Fuck. All right, election's over. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Trump won. He tweeted it? Are you for sure? On Twitter.com. Really? Fuck. Wow. So, unexpectedly, Nevada, who didn't count any more votes, has called this election. He did need all the states remaining to win, and he somehow did it. Wow. 4 more years, huh? I think Trump will have a very hard time winning the election. I called yesterday that whoever won in Wisconsin would win the election. It just seems really hard because of Nevada, because of the expected polls and results in Pennsylvania and Georgia to win all 3. That's your Ludwig update. Look at Nevada, bro. Lincoln County has literally 3,000 voters. White Pine, few thousand. It's looking really rough when these are almost all counted and all have almost no people. And then the two places that are blue, the two places still have 16% and 11%. And they have 85% of the population. And not only that, but the only thing that they haven't counted are mail-in ballots and provisional ballots, which also leans more blue. So you're telling me the bulk of the votes that are remain to be counted are from Clark County and Washoe County that are both blue. And they're also mail-in ballots, which are more blue than that. How? I think that is... I mean, let's just look. Let's just look how Hillary did. All right, Hillary won in Clark County by 11 percentage points, and then she won in Washoe by 1 percentage point. Damn, Gary Johnson came out big. Good job, Gare Bear. Right now, he's only winning by 7 percentage points in Clark County, but he has increased his lead to 4 percentage points in Washoe. But I don't know. I would be surprised if he doesn't do as well as Hillary did. And I think the reason he hasn't is because the remaining votes are mail-in votes. What's stopping someone from doing a mail ballot and going in to vote? Well, I assume the machine that counts that would catch that error. And then the bigger issue is... voting twice or voting more than once is federally prohibited in all 50 states and territories. In 28 states, voting twice in the same election is classed as a felony. In Georgia, you might go to jail for up to 10 years.
Death of Walter Wallace. What the video reveals of that incident that led to days.
Remember that deep breath moment I spoke of?
If you went to court, you'd have to say to yourself how many ballots actually came in during that extended period. That would be the place where the Republicans would go and try to breathe new life into that lawsuit. But the rest of the lawsuits that the Republicans...
I think if you come from the idea that half the country is wrong, it's going to be hard to make any middle ground. I think it just... If you're confused why half the country has voted for Donald Trump or maybe for Joe Biden, it just means that your circle might be a little too tight. And like, think about like where you live and then, you know, where you go for holiday. Is it California? Is it LA? Is it New York City? Is it Orlando, which is all blue for Disney World? Is it Texas? Are you going to any cities in Texas? It's just really unlikely that if you live in a blue state and then you go on vacation, you're probably going to cities which are also blue, that you ever visit, you know, fucking Ohio and go to, you know, goddamn Saskatchewan and see some 55-year-old man who drills oil for a living and thinks one day he'll make $400,000 and doesn't want to have to pay extra taxes and has no problem with the gays or the blacks, but I just want to get my own. I discovered this the other day. This blew my mind. Republicans are kind of like less interested in big sweeping changes, and they like to conserve how things are because they understand that system and people have thrived in it and they believe they can thrive in it. As opposed to some Democrats who want to progress society to benefit people that it's not currently benefiting. And then I found out that it's called conservatism and progressivism. And so anyway, but I found that out recently, and that kind of opened things up for me. But it makes sense if you're 70 years old that you wouldn't want to be a progressive. Because a lot of progressive reform results in, you know, maybe short-term losses or hardships or increase in taxes. And if you're just going to die and you've lived 70 years very well, then why would you want to change things? I get it. I get you old people. Relax. I understand. I think that's selfish. I think expecting people to not be selfish is selfish. Why shouldn't they be? You're going to die one day, man. Why shouldn't you just be worried about you and your own? I feel like either you have to have a really high level of empathy or you have to have things so well, going so good that you can be concerned about other people, like celebrities. I think that's why celebrities and Hollywood actors are able to be so, you know, progressive and liberal and worry about social issues. Because they're fucking loaded out of their goddamn minds. They don't need to worry about that shit anymore. But if you live in a town that's all manufacturing or all oil drilling, and every goddamn Democrat or liberal calls you the scum of the earth for drilling oil, which is killing our planet and global warming, and that's your job, and it was your dad's job, then yeah, I could understand why that would be like, well, suck my dick. I don't know how it's a bad take. My take is that if 45% of the, you know, or 48% of the eligible voters are voting for Donald Trump, it's not because they are living in some foreign world and completely detached from the 50% majority here. I mean, obviously, there are some circumstances that make them lean this way. And sure, you can say, you know, whatever, it's media, you know, QAnon, brainwashing, whatever, but not for all of them. Not for numbers this big. Like, I think about like black voters a lot. Like, I feel like people would judge someone who's black for not voting for Joe Biden, which I could understand why you might think Joe Biden has a lot more policies and is part of a group that, you know, is more, beneficial to African American. But you're also just saying, hey, man, you don't get to pick. You're supposed to pick this dude. If you don't, like, they don't even get the choice. Biden said it. Well, that quote is actually out of context. The Biden quote where he said, "You're not black if you vote." What is it? Yeah, if you have a problem figuring out who to vote for.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Okay, wait, maybe that one's not out of context. Yeah, no, that'd be terrible to hear. And I can understand why you would think, hey, it'd be so ridiculous to vote for this other guy. I feel like I am much more concerned about issues that affect African Americans, but you can't also take the choice out of their hands and then take away identity for that. It just feels like sometimes the Democratic Party just assumes they will get minority votes, even though when Democrats have been elected to president, the situation for minorities has not improved that much. And so, it, you know, I can understand why you would vote for Donald Trump in that situation, even if Donald Trump is oftentimes overtly racist in how he talks. Holy shit! Yo! Train! Train, how many subs have you gifted on Twitch? Homie, you better be writing this off. I know you're dropping like tens of thousands a month, bro. You're crazy, Train. You're crazy, crazy. Thank you, the 100 gifted Train, buddy. I appreciate you. Train wreck. No S. Yeah, it's been fun going on the podcast lately. I hope you guys have been liking it in chat. It's very chill. And it doesn't end at 7 a.m., which is the only reason why I'd ever not want to go on. Yeah, I can up the music. Needle check? Where's the needle? Do they have a needle? Is it Paths to Victory? I thought they stopped doing the needle today. The needle's off. They turned the needle off at 6 a.m. We only have Pennsylvania and Georgia to look at, both of which have no updates. Coffee? It's just a large iced coffee with whole milk. Milk's sweet enough for me. Do I think any states could flip? Yeah, I think every state could flip. I think the most realistic flip is in Georgia, followed by Pennsylvania. I think North Carolina is kind of unrealistic. There is a needle. If it's not Associated Press or the New York Times, I'm not super interested. At that point, that's just looking at a needle for content and not looking at a needle for actual information. Have I tried oat milk? I don't fuck with oat milk for some reason. I don't know why. It has this weird afterbirth. Check Trump's Twitter. It's just him saying the election's rigged in various ways from various shitty media sources. And then getting muted by Twitter. Yeah, I don't know. His Twitter at half the time seems unhinged and it's cringy. And he uses a BlackBerry. I'm a journalism student. I don't like people that undermine journalism as a whole. Journalism is the fourth branch of government. All right? And I understand there can be bad journalism. That's true. But it's still very important in undermining literally all of it as a whole as an institution while simultaneously still not undermining it because you'll uphold journalists that are just shady and shit from Breitbart. Doesn't make any sense to me. Look up New York Times needle. New York Times needle. So this needle is not updated. They stopped updating this needle. If this is the needle you're talking about. We stopped updating at 6 a.m. this morning. This needle was at 64% when I went to bed. And they have not done any needles for any other states. Did you hear about the Sharpie scandal? Yeah, it's not a scandal. They just did ballots with Sharpies. And it had it listed that it was okay for them to use Sharpies. And everybody in Arizona is like, yeah, this is fine. But everybody outside the state is like, I'm sorry, was this permanent ink? We wanted semi-permanent. I almost filled out my fucking ballot with a Sharpie until I found a pen. Ballots are confusing. I didn't know you were supposed to sign the front. I never did a mail-in ballot. Apparently, you're supposed to sign the front. No clue. Crowder's like a psychopathic 1930s radio announcer with how he talks about the election. With absolutely no care for results in honesty and decency. Hey, they got buckets, you see? What are they doing with these buckets, huh? We gotta take a look at them. It's a wheelbarrow, huh? KB Toys, huh? Rigged. Okay. It was food. It doesn't even matter what it was. It matters that he pulled up the clip, looked at it, made commentary on it without doing any even attempt at research on what it was before broadcasting that to hundreds of thousands of people, which is just so careless, which is why he's not a journalist. He's just an entertainer. That's all he is. That's what you are? Yeah. Did you think I was a journalist? Were you confused? Are you dumb? Yeah. Wow. Hey. You figured it out. That's why the title's Journalist, not Ludwig. That's why yesterday the most popular clip of my stream was me pretending to be a journalist. And it was funny. What I did was the most ordinary, average thing. I called to find out information. Every journalist does it, but I did it and it was a joke. That's why... Fun fact, journalists don't say, hey, I am journalist. I am journalist Michael. Hello. Anyway, in other news, there's pretty much no chance the Senate flips, right? I think it's only going to be one seat at the end of the day. Tom Tillis seems pretty locked, although no new votes have been cast or updated. Georgia seems a little bit tough. The special election, I don't think will be even close. AZ update? AZ, I feel like I'm good. Like, I understand that the New York Times is not good, but I'm good. Officials in Maricopa County, which includes Phoenix, said that they will have updates around 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. It is 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Maricopa County is... Yeah, it's where ASU is. Maricopa County is everything. There's literally nothing else that's relevant in the state of Arizona outside of Maricopa County, except for Flagstaff. Suck my dick, Tucson. Suck my dick. I did not lose money betting on anyone. I don't bet on elections. I never have. Honestly, I don't really know how to read betting lines. Like the plus 100, minus 100. Shit like that, I don't know how to read that well. I'm not a sports gambler. I like betting on straight blackjack. I like playing poker. I like doing fantasy football. I like doing roulette, table games. I have monkey brain. I like bright lights. I like big money fast. Spinny wheel, ball. I don't like putting $1,000 and waiting for 48 hours for results. Lame, boring. My fantasy team's doing pretty well. I think we're like top 6, top 5. We'll make finals, playoffs. Stocks is not gambling to me. It's investing. I am setting myself up for a beautiful future. Pennsylvania update. Still about 200,000. Pokemon cards is content for stream. Speaking of which, I don't even remember doing this. I was half asleep, but I bought a first edition Gym Heroes booster pack. I don't know when. I really don't. I just woke up and it said it was shipping. It is a heavyweight, though. How much was it? $550 for a heavyweight Gym Heroes first edition factory sealed Misty pack. No, this is actually a really good investment. Let me show you. Let me show you. So the Gym Heroes set basically just has a bunch of gym leaders and their Pokemon. But if I get, like, let's just say a Sabrina's Gengar in this pack, and it's a heavyweight, so it is possible. We're looking at like $500 for that card alone. For a first edition, Sabrina's Gengar, it's listed for $500. And that's not even a graded card. This one's $700. Even the moderately played ones are going for a couple hundo. That just means someone else is listing it. Doesn't mean anyone's buying it. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look what's going on in Pennsylvania. AZ? Nothing yet. Nothing will happen in Nevada today. Sabrina first edition, unrated. Look at that, 405. That was sold literally 2 days ago. 200 for a shitty condition one. If I get, ooh, PSA 8 even?
The men, the stars, your voice.
PSA 9, 1.5K. I know. All hoodies will arrive in 45 business days. They're being shipped out every day by batches. Wait, Nevada vote's gonna get revealed? No. All right, let me do what I did yesterday. Okay, nobody tell Hassan this, but yesterday for the entire stream, I would just have his chat pulled open, and his chat is so five-head, they'll just drop insanely good links. So I would just click on the links from his chat and then pull it on my stream. But, you know, no narcs. No narcs. Like, between us. Like, you guys are just, like, a bit... you guys are great, but, you know, just a bit slow. So... Oh, okay, let's take a look at this. Joe Miller.
Steal this election. The media's covering up. We want our freedom for the world. Give us our freedom, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's covering up this election. He's stealing it.
Where were we? What was the last question?
Where were we? Good transition. Classy, classy. Oh, shit. Unofficial results, 100% of precincts reporting. This is from Arizona's website. And it has Joe Biden with 1.413 and Donald Trump with 1.321, which is less than the votes reported on New York Times. So they're smoking absolutely so much weed. Well, look, AZ, I do believe is on lock because it was called by the Associated Press, and I think the Associated Press wouldn't call it unless they were sure. Refresh. Joe Biden's Twitter? Fuck.
Or asserted, it flows from the people and is their will that determines who will be the President of the United States and their will alone. And now, after a long night of counting, it's clear that we're winning enough states to reach 270 electoral votes needed to win the presidency. I'm not here to declare that we've won, but I am here to report that when the count is finished, we believe we will be the winners.
I don't know if there's much of a difference there. I'm a no cap Biden. That you can't say I'm not declaring I won, but when we looked at the numbers, I got enough votes to win. That it just seems 95% in Georgia? No, it wasn't 95%. Yeah. Okay. Yo, thank you, Hutch, for the raid. I can't believe you ended. Ran out of weed. Thank you, Aunt Venom, for the 3 months, buddy. Thank you, the Prime X Creations. Maricopa County.
Rights, filing lawsuits, if it's within its rights, it's within its rights. But what do you think Republicans in leadership, like a Mitch McConnell, for example, will think about this strategy?
Well, I think if it becomes anything more serious, you'll get some more serious pushback from Republicans who are mostly just cringing privately now. And the chances are the president's bark is going to be worse than his bite here. You know, I don't like what he's saying on Twitter. I don't think he should say it. But in terms of the legal strategy, so far it's been
smiles on their faces tonight inside this
election observers into these counts when, according to reporting, the observers are already there. So it's just
even declaring victory outright yet, but you can feel it in the air here. You hear it from the aides in these briefings. They are exuding confidence. Publicly, they're saying keep the faith. They're telling their supporters tonight to keep on hope, take a deep breath, hang on to some patience there as these votes are counted. And so much of Joe Biden's message today when he did address the nation late this afternoon was just that. Patience, let every vote count, and we need to heal and unite the country. He was been remarkably consistent on that message through the entire campaign, and we're seeing it through the finish line. Joe Biden knows it wasn't as great a night for Democrats last night as many had hoped, perhaps expected to see, at least in down ballot races. So if in fact he does clinch the presidency here, he's got a difficult task before him with a heavily conservative part of America and an evenly divided America that he's going to have to wrangle. We have been talking about the transition, if it is set into motion, if in fact Joe Biden does clinch 200.
It's crazy to me that Biden, who is probably the, most tame, inoffensible candidate possible from the Democratic side, is being labeled as like a socialist. That's crazy.
Final results.
And we saw
they fucked up. The Biden campaign absolutely shit the bed by letting that become the narrative for any American to believe that. Genuinely, if he went to EU, he would be a conservative. My uncle came over, and he was talking about the election, and I showed him Bernie's policies, and it was like barely left leaning. And then you look at Biden's, and he's like, oh, okay. It blows my mind that somehow that gets through. My uncle's from Sweden. He pays a shit ton of taxes. He hates it. He's probably Swedish conservative. But Swedish conservative is still Democratic American. He's a puppet. Well, my point is that the Democrats fucked up by letting that narrative spread. And if you're saying he's a puppet and that the Democrats that are behind him, who are propping him up, are super left-leaning socialists, then I think you're also a bit lost. Georgia, 98%. In Georgia, where the race is tightening, 45% of voters said they're doing better today than 4 years ago. In that group, nearly 4 out of 5 supported Trump. So 80% of 45%, which is only what? Like 38%? No, yeah, this 98% reporting I don't think is accurate. I think it's actually 95%, which is what New York Times says. I just don't think that anyone in politics is ever interested in broad sweeping change. And that only comes from like turmoil that forces it. Like wars. Maybe a pandemic would do it. but it hasn't. And it looks like, regardless of who wins, no one's going to have all three, the Senate, the House, and the executive branch. So they won't even be able to do executive sweeping changes anyway. Tonight's votes up in Maricopa County was Trump plus 18, which confirms that the state's going to get a lot tighter. It's not easy to say whether it's enough for Trump or not, but I think more than enough to preclude an Arizona call for tonight. I don't find this to be a huge surprise. The late mail ballots in Arizona were like Republican plus 20. It's been evident for a while that the late mail ballots in Arizona were going to be good for Trump. How do the Republicans have the Senate? Well, they just do. There's 100 people in the Senate, 2 per state, and they have a 6-person advantage. And so the Democrats would need to get 3 from them to win. And so far, they have gained 1. All right, hold up. Associated Press. I gotta piss. Yo. Damn. Nick Merckx got DMCA'd. That's crazy, dude. My dream pizza? My dream pizza is just really fucking fire margarita pizzas. Like insanely good margarita pizzas. Fresh basil, fresh olive oil. Beautiful mozzarella. Mozzarella is kind of like a cheese pizza, but it has, rather than cheese spread evenly, just cutouts of mozzarella and basil and olive oil, finishing salt. Censorship, the First Amendment, too much to type, but this shit's important and dangerous. I'm not cool with it. Censorship. I voted for Biden. I'm happy with the fact he'll win, but if you can truly say at Twitter, at Jack, haven't been biased in censoring the right over the last 24 hours, you're being dishonest. It's terrifying. It's a total and complete violation of the First Amendment. I understand that as it stands, it's a private business acting lawfully, but is it actually? At this point, Twitter and other social media are basically utilities, and I strongly believe the First Amendment needs to be ratified and cover social media. If it has to cover first, that seems a little bold. Cash App! Holy shit, thank you the 100 gifted. Jeez, what did I do to deserve that? 11. Cheers to 11. A lot of us rely on these platforms to share news and ideas. I don't think places like YouTube and Twitter should be allowed to censor people as often as they do because they don't align. I think the only reason Banks is upset is because they're censoring Donald Trump, but they're not censoring Joe Biden. But I think the more important thing is that Joe Biden isn't saying insanely dumb shit on Twitter. They don't really have the opportunity to censor Joe Biden. But at the same time, is it ethical to allow misinformation to spread? Because then you get a bunch of boomers who believe QAnon because of Facebook. And the absolute wild west that is Facebook. And so even Facebook is walking it back now. Even Facebook's like, fuck, man, this is kind of crazy. I mean, you can still see it. You can still see it. You just have to click a thing. So, I don't know. They are working hard to make up 500,000 vote advantage in Pennsylvania disappear. Likewise, Michigan and others. So he's saying that they're trying to get rid of 500,000 votes. He's saying that the election's rigged. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a once in a lifetime president that just it's like a third world country type shit. It's crazy. But it's from a verified account that speaks on it. I don't know. I think Facebook's not doing it right. But I think Twitter is still a shithole and absolutely fucking everything up. But I still think they're doing better than Facebook. And I think every goddamn 65-year-old mother and father who believes in QAnon is a bigger problem than the fact that I have to click a button to see Trump say some shit. Holy shit, 28,000 subs. We hit 26,000, then 27,000, then 28,000 for the first time ever. I remember listening to an interview with Michael Barbaro and Jack from Twitter about basically that exact thing. Whatever, change my offline art? Sure. You'll have to pay more taxes if Joe Biden wins. I'm rich. I'm okay with that. I do not make less money just because I'm paying taxes. I'm still making a shit ton of money. Do you know how much it costs me to press the go live button? Not much. I'm cool with it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about my bread, brother. I'm good. $400,000 is so much money. I remember going into an interview and they asked me, and I quote, "How much money would you be happy to be working here for?" And I bullshitted as fresh out of college and I said $50K. And he said yes. And I freaked out internally. I was like, oh my God, I am so rich. And that's 1/8 of 400K. 50K was enough to pay everything and start saving. Arizona, Maricopa County, where new results are starting to come in, saw its jobless rate fall to 6.3% in September, about half of what it was early pandemic. Okay, cool. I made 50K in California. I made 50K in California. I paid $1,000 for rent, and I lived in the valley, and I commuted to work. Only 1,000? Yeah, just go to the valley. You'll have to spend an hour driving to and from everywhere, but it's cheap in the valley. As long as you're not living in Sherman Oaks. No, I had my own place. It was a studio. Van Nuys, Encino, maybe even North Hollywood, perhaps. That's probably expensive there. Encino's not 1K. That's where I lived. What do you mean? I lived there. It was 1K. And it did have a thriving Armenian community. I lived next to the Trader Joe's.
You're gonna be okay, kid. You're gonna be.
Saying I lived in Encino is not flexing. Did you ever go to White Castle in AZ? I think White Castle is so shit. No, I've never. I hate White Castle. You know what's good is Whataburger. Whataburger's fire. Encino ain't all that. Yeah, it ain't shit. It was honestly not that great of a place. There's a heavy Jewish population. A lot of Armenian food. That was cool. There was a Trader Joe's. There's not much. Sherman Oaks is pretty cool. Sherman Oaks actually has like some cool... Like Sherman Oaks has Salt and Straw. And, what's it called? Some pizza place that's really good. They have some cool things. Something with an N, I think, for the pizza place. Domino's, that's it. That's the one at the end. They also have, what's it called? Mendocino Farms? Or Mendocino? That place is insanely good. A little expensive? Yeah. It's fucking Sherman Oaks, brother. Is that the Trader Joe's where you got the unmixed peanut butter? That is the Trader Joe's where I got the unmixed peanut butter, yeah. That's the Trader Joe's where that's the only place I would make human contact in a day. Because I would go live, and then I would end stream, and I'd work from home from Snapchat, and then I would just walk to Trader Joe's, and that was the one human I would talk to when I bought my big water bottle and the burritos they had. Because their burritos were fire. Oh, shit. Nate Silver's Twitter? Bro, you gotta stop talking about Nate Silver's Twitter like he's saying something. Biden has won the last 600,000 ballots counted in Pennsylvania by 40 points, which is much bigger than the 22-point margin he needed. And it's actually 50, not 40. All right, Nate Silver, whatever, man. In-N-Out? There isn't really an In-N-Out there. Cafe Rio's pretty good, but it's a little sloppy. I have this thing where I'm still a child, and so I cannot eat food because it will ruin my clothing. Biden winning PA, it's confirmed. I would not take Nate Silver's tweet as confirmed, but it does look promising for Biden in PA if he does not actually end up winning Nevada or Arizona. Pennsylvania would be enough for him. Roughly 4 out of 10 voters in Arizona consider themselves independent, and a majority of them voted for Biden over Trump. Holy shit. Really? 4 in 10? Let's take a look at the polls. That's an insane number. Does this just mean that no one who is gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender voted for either of them? Is that what I'm understanding? They were just like, yeah, no, fuck them both, though.
You are now listening to Macarosi 82.99.
Did you vote? No, I'm gay. All right. Wow. 41% of voters independent. That's crazy. %27% of the voters were Democratic, 33% Republican, but even that, 10% were traitors. Wait, so let's do the exit poll math real quick. Let's do the exit poll math. So we have 27%. Okay. We have 27% of the voters who are Democrats. So we'll do 27 times 0.97. So 26.19% of the voters voted for Biden. And then we have 33% of the Republicans, 10% voted for Biden. So you can add 3.3, 10% of 33. And then you have 52% of 41. And so I need a second calculator. It's 52% of 41, so 41 times 0.51, 20.91, so you add 20.91. And so we find out that 50.4% of the voters voted for Joe Biden. Math. Oh, I did 51%, not 52. So it's even more than for Biden. I doubt that percentage point changes that much, though. Shouldn't you add the independents? No, that's what I did. Man, it's really competitive in every single category. Trump's not really winning in any of them, except for white non-college grads. I've not played Risk Raid 2, Toby. No real plans. How does this poll make sense? Who would handle the coronavirus pandemic better? And then 94%. Is this Democrats? Why are there 2 columns? This is confusing. Shouldn't it just be 2? Why are there 4 options? Donald Trump or Joe Biden? Why? I can't read this. I don't think anyone's calling Nevada tonight. That'd be weird. Like, I'm confused why it's not just, you know, 51-49. Why is it 394-96-2? Because it doesn't even... It is not clear whether this column is people who voted for Joe Biden. I'm lost. Is this Republicans on the left side and Democrats on the right? Every other column is red, left, right. X versus Y. And this one, for some reason, is 96% for Donald Trump. And then this one is for Joe Biden. So this... Or no, this is for... I'm over it. I'm over it. Voter fraud. Sharpie. Destroy the ballots. It doesn't say Trump vote. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. Officials in Maricopa County said they'll release another result after 1 a.m. Eastern Time and another around 9 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. So we're going to get information at 10. Talk to us about Pennsylvania, though. What's going on, Nate Cohn? You should look into Magic the Gathering for investing. I do not play Pokemon or buy Pokemon cards for investing. I buy Pokemon cards because I'm a degenerate. Would I buy your cards if you have good cards? The only thing I'm confused about is why the Associated Press called Arizona. But it feels like everybody is holding their breath for the New York Times. But if we find out Pennsylvania tonight, then it could also be over. I don't want cards. I want packs. Nice job, Cheeseball. What's the deal with Nevada? They are, for some reason, they took the day off. Like, they stopped counting at like 7, 8 p.m. last night. And then they were like, all right, we're gonna figure things out on Thursday. And then today, everyone was like, hey, we want to know. And they're like, all right, we'll tell you guys tonight. And then they're like, cap, it's going to be tomorrow. Okay. Enjoy your Wednesday. I opened TikTok. TikTok was very political today. But it was a bunch of memes. And it was like, you know, every fucking state. It was like. And then the moment you get to Nevada. They just don't care, man.
We're keeping you safe.
I love being back.
we're keeping you safe.
I love being back.
Every morning on Today.
Police.
All right, new YouTube video getting uploaded. It's Marble Sunday.
Continue to watch numbers trickle in from these battleground states as we continue to try to figure out who will be the president for the next 4 years. Chuck Todd is back at the mat. Do you want to give us a quick look at where Pennsylvania stands?
Well, yeah, you know, we saw
Damn,
Donald
that
Trump's
tired.
margin dropped by 5,000 with just a small, I mean, literally, you know, just a tiny bit of vote came in a little bit here, a decent amount, but it did allow Biden to cut that lead. Let me do my favorite little check-in here, as we do, and guess what? Still no additional vote in Philadelphia. I continue to remind you, if this is what's really got to scare the Trump campaign, we don't have any of that Philly vote yet, and the margin could get where Philly will deliver it by itself, the way things are going. But one of the things, you know, we have not been able to focus a lot on the House because of what's happened right now. But this was a really good night, a surprisingly good night for Republicans. And one of the points we want to make is how, I think, how big of a night it was for Donald Trump, even in losing. Because Donald Trump being on the ballot basically cost a whole bunch of freshman Democrats who won in 2018 when Donald Trump was on the ballot. They picked up some Trump districts, and they lost them this time. Their South Carolina won. This was
this one really surprised.
This one surprised a whole bunch of people. It was really close. Cunningham was seen in Charleston, South Carolina was seen as sort of just like we were seeing in the Atlanta suburbs. Charleston was sort of the beginning of South Carolina becoming maybe a reddish tint towards purple.
So a lot of country club Republicans, a lot of transplants from New York.
Exactly. Charleston has, and yet it didn't hold. That doesn't mean this isn't going to remain a swing area. And I think this is more, the power of Donald Trump. Because when you see the pattern here, let me stay in the southern region here. This is Oklahoma City. This was a surprise in 2018 when Kendra Horn, who ran a terrific campaign in 2018.
She did.
Very much a centrist Democrat, conservative Democrat, sort of in the older tradition of Oklahoma Democrats who have succeeded. But she was thought of as somebody that was going to have a tough time surviving. And it's just the power of Trump on the ballot. Kendra Horn lose. Let me take you to New Mexico, too. New Mexico, too, this is the most conservative area, the biggest district, which means it's the most rural, if you will. And this was, this was
one. This is a real disappointment for Democrats.
They thought they were, because they thought the weaker Republican nominee during the primary, and yet it wasn't enough. Again, a district that Trump carried. One of so far the only non-freshman to lose, and we know there are others that could end up losing, Colin Peterson, who's been in Congress since 1990, chairman of the Agriculture Committee. And frankly, he's been living on borrowed political time. You know, he's the one of two Democrats, in fact, ended up being the only Democrat, because the other guy changed parties, who voted against impeachment. As a way, it didn't work. He got throttled here, as you can see, because again, strong Trump district. And then finally, Iowa won. This is this one here, Iowa won, Abby Finkenauer. This is one where, to me, if she
30
survived,
years
Biden was going to carry Iowa. The only way she was going to survive, she needed Biden to carry
Poor
Iowa.
guy.
Because this is how Democrats win Iowa, by doing well in the first and the second district. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Very talented candidate on the Republican side, though, very well known. But, Chuck, big picture, I don't know if we're able to put up the map of all of the House races just to kind of take a look at it, because I think it shows you, and this is part of what I've been relying on in terms of how we talk about the presidential race and how divided the country is, because we still don't know. It's possible.
Quick update for Georgia. Georgia tightened to 39,000 votes, which is what it has been for a while, but we'll find out more information in at least 2 to 5 hours.
You know, Democrats went into this election night thinking that they were going to win.
The video's uploaded. It doesn't show up on my channel page. You just have to go to your homepage and hope it gets recommended.
Going to be more blue on this map than what we already saw.
I'll tell you where they thought they were going to get some blue. It was
right
in the state
there.
of Texas.
Yeah, in Texas.
There was a whole bunch of some blue they thought they would add over here, some blue, and then, of course, this district, which we haven't called yet, but
yeah.
This is at the border. It's a district that the Democrats always think they should have. They struggle with it at times.
Yeah. There were districts in Michigan, too, they thought they would hold on to. Michigan as well. I don't mean Michigan 2nd District. And then North Carolina, there's some seats where they're disappointed. This just goes to show they were incredibly, frankly, overconfident about it. And they were saying we could win as many as 12 to 14 seats on a good night. It just showed you how they were thinking about Donald Trump and what they sort of viewed as the absurdity of the idea that he would win re-election or that they
In fairness, Republicans thought they were going to lose big as well.
That's true. That's absolutely
it's
true.
Kind of interesting that
the weekend before, I had a Republican from the big super PAC say, "Oh man, we just want to be on, above 190 in the House."
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm not trying to just criticize Democrats. And
yeah, it did feel like coming into it. I think it was Nate Silver, right? He had a poll or a percentage breakdown of the chance of the Dems owning the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And it was like 30% or something, or 40%. It was pretty high.
Coverage right after this.
It was 70% for all three. Did you hear Nick Merckx got the MCA'd? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to make sure I don't. In fact, I might go through and delete him right now. Oh, almost all Georgia's counties with appreciable outstanding votes are tinted blue on the map. This is why the White House is reportedly nervous about the state. Yeah, I heard XQC got a strike for a deleted clip. Bro, Twitch really needs to get their shit together. I'm just going to go through and delete anything that has muted audio. As always, boys, if you do want the content from past VODs, you do not go to twitch.tv. They don't want you. You go to Ludwig VODs on YouTube. What's up? Yeah, XQC deleted all his shit, but apparently a clip that was deleted got, I don't know how. I cannot explain how. But that's what he was saying. We're going to have a clips channel, actually. I'm working on it right now. Do need to respond to auto. Why isn't the VOD channel a featured channel on your main thing? Ooh, because I'm stupid. How do you even do that? No, I will not feature your YouTube channel, Miggy. Oh, shit. It's now down to 34,000. 5,000 more votes just got counted. 0.7%. Man, all those people who voted third party, if we had a ranking system, could have just decided the vote. The margin for a recount is 0.5%. Let's just take a look at it. Georgia recount law. No. Wait, is it not Georgia? Oh, yeah, okay. Does the state law require automatic recounts? No. When must an automatic recount be completed? There are no automatic recounts. Can a recount be requested? Yes, the recount can be requested if the margin is less than or equal to 0.5%. The recount must be requested within 2 business days after county certification. So they can only recount if it's within 0.5%. Right now, Trump is leading by 0.7%. With at least a couple 100,000 votes remaining. Check AP. AP has the same numbers. Yeah, 33,000, 34. Why was Arizona given? They gave it to him a while ago. I mean, Fox News gave Arizona to Biden yesterday. Then AP did it early last night or this morning, and New York Times hasn't done it yet. But New York Times has been the last one to call pretty much anything. Has anyone ever won off of a recount? No, but let me tell you, Al Gore was damn close. I mean, at least not that I know of in a presidential election. Probably some local elections. ABC isn't called? I'm pretty sure ABC just uses New York Times. Nevada's not finished because they accepted mail-in ballots the day of the election. And so you can't count them while you're still receiving. Don Rahman, thank you for the 3 months. Chippy, thank you for the 20 months. Retro Fluff Games, thank you, buddy. What about Alaska? What about it? It's fucking Alaska, bro. One, Alaska has 3 electoral votes. So even if Biden wins it, it doesn't matter. He still needs to win those other states. And 2, Alaska has voted red since 1964. Do you think we should have younger presidents? Yeah. Absolutely. Joe Biden is old as shit, bro. He's 77. The life expectancy is 76. No, it's 70. Hold on, let me check. It's 78. Okay, sorry. You know what? He's got a year. Thank you, cousin, or Colson Mayfield in Reno. I do think Kamala Harris has a high chance. I mean, obviously not hoping or wishing for anyone to die. But a 77-year-old man who is president of the United States in the midst of a pandemic that affects disproportionately older people is crazy. Bass B, that's Pog. Duper, Seb Pinch, Kratos, Mandel, thank you. Vegas, yo. What's the situation with Pennsylvania? They're currently counting the amount of votes they have, but the remaining votes seem to be heavily leading towards Joe Biden. So even though he is down 200,000 votes, he might be able to recapture the lead there, like he did in Michigan and Wisconsin. Michigan and Wisconsin flipped overnight. You weren't prepared. We talked about this. I told you Michigan and Wisconsin were going blue. The Bernie video is crazy. The race is close because Joe Biden ran on no platform. Really? I think the race is close because Joe Biden's campaign... Oh, hold up. I'm dropping a fuck ton of frames. I don't know what's going on. It's my internet, but I don't know if there's just an outage. What the heck? It's just Spectrum Internet. Spectrum Internet is fucking shitting the bed right now. Hopefully, I'll run an ad and then I'll be back in a couple minutes and it'll work. Patience, patience.